Venturing onto the path of becoming a martial artist is a long but very fulfilling journey. You build confidence and skills that will help you to defend yourself if ever an imminent dangerous situation arises. You also learn quite a bit about yourself, your strengths, weaknesses, likes, dislikes, and inevitably become more grounded and stable as an individual. Becoming a martial artist is honestly one of the best decisions I have made in my entire life. However, I didn't learn the conventional way. Many people learn martial arts by going to a local academy, finding a neighbor, friend, or family member to teach them, or even better yet, being raised in it by your parents, such as how my son is currently learning. Now, I had the unique luxury of pretty much being self-taught, most of it through watching YouTube videos and just plain old trial and error. I went from kicking like this to doing kicks like this effortlessly. Anyone could be a good martial artist through being self-taught. However, like anything in life, learning something new comes with pros and cons, which I'll be discussing in today's video. That way you can get started with your own martial arts journey. All of this information being provided is based on my own experience and is simply anecdotal. Take it for what it is and make your own decision that's best for you. We will talk about the pros first, and that first pro is that you save money. Martial arts schools can be fairly expensive, especially since the rise of inflation. I would expect anywhere from $80 to $150 USD a month is the common standard for costs. You probably get 2 to 3 60-minute classes a week, which honestly doesn't seem that bad, especially if you're getting quality instructors. But I can understand if money is currently a problem, you may see this as more of a luxury and you're just not ready to pay for it. So with that in mind, and with so many videos on the internet these days that provide you with good base instruction, you can learn a lot just by studying and watching them thoroughly. There are plenty of good martial art teachers on YouTube and other social media platforms that do care and provide great instruction. And this doesn't cost you a dime. So rather than spend $100 a month, you could use that money instead to buy you some mats, exercise material, a heavy bag, and just watch follow along videos on the internet. My second pro is that you can learn at your own pace. If you want to strictly study the sidekick, let's say for 3 to 5 times a week for the next 3 to 4 months, which honestly I recommend much more than that to make it very sharp and clean. But you can do just that because you're learning at your own pace. See, when you're at a martial arts school, you're obligated to work on whatever the instructor has instructed you to do for that particular day. So if he or she says, we're working on front kicks and blocks for 45 minutes, then you know that's pretty much the whole class right there. Because warming up and partial stretching is what most martial arts schools do. So 45 minutes of actual skill work is what you'll get. Not to say if you currently belong to a martial arts school that you can't work on your sidekick at home. But I know for me, when I was at home working on a particular skill that I wanted to achieve, and I would go back to class, right? And my instructor would introduce another cool looking skill. I would get so excited that I now stop training that old skill at home, then I would work on a new one. But hey, that may just be more of a me thing because I just got really excited. Nonetheless, when you're practicing on your own, you get to learn and practice at your own pace, which is honestly nice at times. You can pause and rewind the video as many times you would like until what you're working on looks exactly what your instructor is demonstrating. Because you may be working on something unique. You don't have someone directly telling you, do it this way, do it that way. You just kind of find it your own way, because I know at times coaches harp on different things and you may just be experimenting. That can be sometimes frustrating, so do keep that in mind. My third pro is that you can diversify your teaching experience. Say for instance, you really like this particular martial arts teacher, basic kicks. He has really clean and sharp kicks. His roundhouse, side, back kick are just incredibly sharp. But he really doesn't do fancy kicks like that. He's more than capable, however, he just doesn't demonstrate them as much. And so you go on to another martial arts instructor on YouTube and you find the fancy kicks that you really want to learn. Not to say you can't already do this if you belong to a martial arts school, because you can. But again, this could clash with your current martial arts instructor, just throwing a possible scenario out there. However, if you're learning on your own, you're not so much bounded by a martial arts instructor's teaching. That's just another pro to consider when becoming a self-taught martial artist. And so, the cons of learning on your own. And that first con is not having in-person instruction. This is a big one for me because when learning a martial art, it's super beneficial to have someone there watching and teaching you, correcting your mistakes and explaining the reasoning behind it. This helps so much, especially in the beginning days of training. As if you train with poor form early and develop habits of this, then your foundation will be weak and will hurt you tremendously in the long run. Some people, however, are very perceptive and pay grave detail even in the beginning on their own and are able to distinguish the mistakes. Not everyone is like this though, so having a person right there with you will build you that much faster. Having an instructor in person that cares and values you will usher in so much success and skill into your martial arts journey. This right here is something that you should strongly consider. My second con is not having peers around to challenge you and to help you grow. Having people around you that have the same passion to get better is always a good motivator and helps to encourage you. Also, more than likely they're going to be holding you accountable. It is nothing like training with people that want it as bad and train just as hard as you. You're going to progress so much faster. You also get to spar and test your skills and techniques with each other, correct mistakes, and add some variety. When training by yourself, you don't have access to that as much, unless you have close friends, siblings that are also martial artists and can spar you. But that's just another factor to consider if you decide to become a self-taught martial artist. My third con is that you can form bad habits and technique. This is similar to that one con I mentioned earlier, but watching and mimicking a move on screen can be hard to see and do. So you may find yourself constantly pausing and rewinding the video to mimic the instructor. That, my friend, can be a complete waste of time. That was my issue at times, constantly rewinding and pausing the video just to see if my move looks just like the person on screen. That's why I developed my own teachings and methods. I established a good baseline and from there, did my own thing. So it takes time to really formulate that mindset. It's doable, but ultimately, if you have a person right there with you, whether that be in person or an online coach, just coaching you, making sure you get down to fundamentals, you're gonna progress a lot faster than what I was capable of. I had to learn this stuff on my own, so correcting those mistakes took time. Now if I see my student making a mistake, I can immediately correct that and have them progress that much faster. But the whole point of this video, guys, is to give you my personal experience on becoming a self-taught martial artist. Believe me when I say, the pros are you go at your own pace, you save money, you even have a more open schedule. You could train at midnight if you want to, versus being restricted at a school. They have certain times when you can come in. But honestly, the cons just outweigh the pros. If I could go back in time, I would try to find a martial arts instructor to teach me, because there's certain things that I know I mess up on. I didn't have anyone to directly tell me I was doing something wrong. So at times, I'm even learning something new till this day. You constantly want to evolve your game. You never want to think you know too much, because my goal is to constantly get better and better. Again, that's my take on becoming a self-taught martial artist. Hopefully you found this video helpful. If you did, make sure you smash that like button and be sure to subscribe to my channel. I'll see you guys next video. Peace and love as always, and nah shade. Boom, we out, baby.